All right, so this will be our second part to our notes. This is going to be the writing part. So when we have a word problem and we need to write it into an equation to solve. So with these problems, it's a lot like what we talked about last week when we discussed problems that were basically taking a linear word problem and changing it into a problem that we could work with. Same kind of concept and same rules apply with these. So the first thing I'm going to do is anytime that I have a word problem, I like to read through it first. So this one says Jose's math grade is a mean of his 3 exams. So we know he has 3 exams. Now I like to, as I read, I like to underline. So I know the mean. What's mean average or mean mean? Mean means average. It's when I add the numbers together and divide by how many I have. So Jose's math grade is a mean of 3 exams. So we're going to add 3 exams together and divide by 3. So it says his grades for the first 2 exams were 82 and 89 or 93. So I'm going to say the first 2 exams were 82 and 93. What grade must he earn on his 3rd exam to have an average greater than 90 for the class? So there's my key information that will take me into the answer for this problem. So in this case, first off, it said the mean of his 3 exams. So we know 2 of his exams. His 2 exams were 82 and 93. So let's write those down. So we know that the mean or the average is going to be 82 plus 93. And it said we have 3 exams here. So we have 82 plus 93 plus the one that we don't know. So if we don't know what it is, we're going to put x. And then that's going to be divided by, we know that mean is when we add all of our grades together and divide by how many we have. So how many grades do we have here? 3. So we're going to divide by 3. And then it says that it's got to be greater than 90. Okay, so we want its average to be greater than 90. So whatever these numbers end up being, we want that to be greater than 90. Now notice it didn't say greater than or equal to, so we just put greater than. So to solve this problem, first thing we want to do is we want to get rid of the division that's on bottom. So since we have 3 on bottom, that means that to get rid of that 3, we need to multiply by 3 on both sides. So when we multiply by 3, the 3's are going to cancel. And on this side, we can go ahead and actually combine some like terms here. So what's 82 plus 93? All right, 175. So we're going to get 175 plus x is greater than, notice we didn't multiply times the negative this time, did we? So it stays the same. And then 90 times 3 is going to give me 270. Okay, so 270. Now, to solve for x, we want to get rid of the 175, so subtract 175 from both sides. The 175s are going to cancel out and leave me x is greater than, and then 270. So we want to take 270 and subtract that from 175, and we're going to get an answer of what? 95. So what this tells me is that x, whatever the grade x is, it basically has to be a 95 or higher in order, or it has to be higher than a 95 in order for him to make a 90 in the class. So x has to be greater than 95, so as long as he scores a grade above 95, then he should make a 90 in the class. All right, now this one was a little bit tougher example because of the mean part, but you need to make sure you know how to do this one. Actually, I think this one's on our test. So this one actually come up on a quiz or a test. So make sure you know how to do this problem, and if you ever need to go back and rewatch it, you'll be able to watch it on the video later. All right, let's look at example 3, and then I'll let you work example 4. Example 3 is more of what we're going to be looking at today. So in example 3, it says Sylvia is saving to buy a laptop that costs $1,100. So that tells me the total cost of this laptop. So I'm going to underline that. So far, she has saved $400. So that means that she has saved $400. So that's how much she has currently. And it says she makes $12 per hour babysitting. So $12 an hour babysitting. So it says what's the least, so we want to know the least number of hours she needs to work in order to reach her goal. So let's set up our equation and we'll go from here. So first off, we know that she's going to be working $12 an hour. So that's going to be $12 for every hour she babysits. Now, do we know how many hours she babysits? No. So since we don't know how many she babysits yet, then we leave that as X. And then it says she has saved $400. So she's got $12 per hour plus the $400 that she already saved. And then we also know that the cost of the laptop, or how much she's trying to save, is $1,100. So it says, what is the least number of hours she needs to work in order to reach her goal? So the thing with this problem is, can't you buy the laptop if it's less than $100 or $1,100? Can't you buy the laptop if it's less than that? No. So we know that whatever this value is on the right side has to be greater than or equal to $1,100 in order for her to be able to purchase her laptop or meet her goal. So this helps us set up the problem. Now to solve the problem, all we're going to do is we're going to basically do a two-step equation here. Subtract 400 from both sides. 400s will cancel out. That's going to leave me 12x is greater than or equal to 1,100 minus 400 is going to be 700. Divide both sides by 12. 12s are going to cancel out. And then in this case, I'm going to get x is greater than or equal to, and then I want to do 700 divided by 12. And when I look at the decimal answer for that, I'm going to get 58.3 repeating. Now, can we have 58.3 repeating as hours? No. So we want to round this up, because if we round it down, she won't make enough, because the value has to be greater than. So what would be greater than 58.3? 59. So we're going to say that she has to work 59 hours in order to reach her goal. So she needs to do 59 hours of babysitting in order to purchase her laptop. All right, last problem. So in this last problem, it says, Jonah subscribed to a new service that streams music over the internet. The service cost is $2.95 per month, but Jonah's rate is reduced by 15 cents for each new subscriber that he signs up. So if there's no limit to a discount, how many users can Jonah recruit in order for him to listen to music for free? So what I want you to do is I want you to take a second, pause the video, and go ahead and see if you can work this problem out for me. All right, so let's look at example 4 and see what we came up with as our answer. So first off, I would go through and identify the important information in this problem. It says, first off, that he subscribed to a new service that streams music over the internet. The service cost, okay, so there's my first part. The service cost $2.95 per month. So that tells me that he's going to be charged a total of $2.95 each month. But it says his rate is reduced by 15 cents for each new subscriber, okay, that he signs up. So his rate's going to be subtracting 15 cents for each new subscriber. So it says there's no limit to the discount. So it says how many users must Jonah recruit in order for him to listen for free. So the objective here is for him to listen for free. He doesn't want to pay anything in order to listen to his music. Okay? So to set this one up, what we're going to have to do, first off, we've got to know that he's going to charge 15 cents for each new subscriber. Okay, so that's going to be 15x. And then, actually it's going to be 0.15 because we want 15 cents, right? So that's going to be, you could actually do 0.15 if that makes you feel better. But 15 cents for each new subscriber is going to be his cost. And then what's going to happen is they're basically going to subtract that cost. Let me do this. They're actually going to subtract that cost from the $2.95. So he's going to have $2.95, and they're going to subtract that 0.15 cents for each subscriber from his cost. Now it says if there's no limit to the discount, how many users can Jonah recruit in order for him to listen to music for free? So his objective is basically to listen to it for $0, right? He doesn't want to pay anything to listen to this music. So if he doesn't want to pay anything to listen to the music, then we're looking for the number of subscribers here. So do we want our number of subscribers to be greater than or less than greater than the cost? Do we want this amount of money over here to be greater than 0 or less than 0 in order for him to be able to listen to music for free? Less than. So we want this to be less than or equal to. So we want whatever his price is to be less than or equal to 0 in order for him to listen to music for free. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to subtract 2.95 from each side. That way we can get our x by itself. So that's going to leave us negative 0.15 x is less than or equal to negative 2.95 on the right side. Next, we would divide both sides by negative 0.15. And you have to remember here, when we divide by a negative number, that does what? Got to change the sign. So we're going to have x has got to be greater than or equal to. And then what we want to do is we want to take in our calculator, since this has some crazy decimals, and we want to basically say negative 2.95, or negative $2.95, divided by negative 0.15, or negative 15 cents, and that's going to give us an answer of 19.6 repeating. So this is going to be x has to be greater than or equal to 19.6 repeating. Now what you got to keep in mind here is that we can't have 19.6 repeating people, right? So in order for this to work out, it says x has to be greater than or equal to 19.6. So since it can't be equal to 19.6, what would be the next whole number or whole number of people that would be greater than 19.6? 20. So how many people is he going to need to sign up in order for him to get this for free? 20 people. So actually 20 would be our correct answer, but we would use the information that we found from our problem in order to get that answer. Alright, so if you're good with this, you can go ahead and begin working on your assignment. I'll come around with some tape so that you can tape this into your notebook. All you need to do is fold your notes in half. If you wrote your notes in your notebook, then you're good to go. You can go ahead and begin working on the assignment.